All right. Well, the game is just wrapped up. Philadelphia comes away with the win, 24-20. Uh, it's pretty much what I expected. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty much what I expected. Uh, Let me make sure everything good with the stream. But this is pretty much what I expected. Like I said, it was gonna be a good game. I thought the Eagles weren't gonna put up 31. Dallas was gonna have 20. But either way, good game. Cowboys had the plenty of chances to win this game. I'm not gonna lie. Cowboys had plenty of chances to win. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. How do I want to start off? I want to start off on one side of the fence. I want to start off with. I think whenever I do these recaps, I have to start off with the winners. So shout out to the Eagles. They came out, they handled business. It was sloppy. A lot of undisciplined. Uh, it was a very undisciplined show from the Eagles from the first couple seconds of the game. Now, what I will say, there's clips going out showing that Dak did. It looked like Dak spit first, not on Jalen Carter, but he did spit. He had some sort of spitting motion towards Jalen Carter, which might have initiated Jalen Carter doing what he did, but still, um, you know, the Eagles. The Eagles, the Eagles came out. They secured the win. No matter how it looks, a win is a win. So I mean, they came out. Offense looked good. Both offenses looked lethal to start the game, and then as soon as the Eagles get the one and only turnover of the game, things don't go their way. They have to sit out for basically an hour with the weather doing what it did, and that slowed down not only their momentum but also the Cowboys' momentum on offense as well. Um, yeah, that's pretty much my main takeaway from this game. The Eagles is just a lot of Jalen Carter has to tighten the screws up on his head a lot, bro. He has to tighten up the screws because what he's doing, he reminds me of the Dominican Sue. He's a dominant defensive tackle, but he's not all the way there mentally. Like he has some loose screws. Um, as far as the defense with the Eagles, look, we all knew it was going to be a problem as far as who was going to start on the other side of um, Quinyon Mitchell, and we saw that early in the game. I mean, man, Adoree Jackson was getting torched, and for some reason, CD they kept matching Adoree up. They had Quinyon traveling with George Pickens. It seemed as if, and they had CD just going at it with Adoree Jackson. I mean, if CD was in the slot, then he would see Cooper DeJean. But the starting points of the game, it was just Adoree Jackson a lot on the other side of CD. And that wasn't a pretty matchup. None of the Eagles DBs besides Cooper really had a good first quarter. Quinyon Mitchell had a couple calls not go his way. So they were over there playing musical chairs. They benched Adoree and messed around and put Bennett out there. Then at some point, Cooper the Gene start moving outside. They were just trying to figure it out. You could tell that they're still trying to figure out what they're doing with their corner depth and basically the rotation there. But good game. Uh, yeah, as far as that Eagles defense, like I said, I think I was pretty heads on with my prediction. The Cowboys offense did come out swinging. Like I said, I don't think this Eagles defense will be as good as they were a year ago. Um, They lost a lot of pieces. They're relying on a lot of younger guys that I think can't make up the slack of the vets that were there last year. So I do think this defense is going to regress. To be honest, I think Dallas wins this game if they don't keep shooting themselves in the foot. That Dallas will be driving down the field, and then out of nowhere, it's a 15-yard penalty that sets them back. And you don't you there's no team that you want to face, and you consistently send yourself in first and 20s, where most teams can start sitting back and letting their dogs go hunt. They know most likely you're going to have to pass to get to where you want to go, especially if it's a third down. It's an obvious passing situation. So, but yeah, shout out to the Eagles. They came out, defended home field advantage, defended their home turf, and they came out with the win. On the Cowboys side of things, the offense looked good. I mean, Dak looked good, evading sacks, uh, getting out of the pocket, moving around. He looked mobile. He looked agile. The run game actually looked pretty good to start the game. Like that was a surprise. I wasn't expecting the run game. Now, obviously, with Jalen Carter being out, that obviously affects the game a bunch. But still, the run game looked good. Miles Sanders almost broke off a big touchdown run. Instead, it was a 49-yard touchdown. 49-yard run that was about 6, 7 yards short of the end zone. But the passing game looked good. Well, the passing game, the CD Lamb looked good. Everyone else, um, I don't know if it was no one else really getting open or what, but it was a lot of CD. We'll get to him later. Um, but the passing game, the CD looked good. CD was open all game. He had his way with the Eagles DBs. Really, no matter who was on him, he had his way. So, yeah, George Pickens in his debut didn't have the flashiest debut, but definitely showed why he's an asset to that offense, especially on that last catch, on that last drive, using his big body to extend and get that catch in traffic pretty much to keep the drive going. Um, okay. But yeah, he shows why he's an asset. Dak was trying to sit there and attack the seams. And to be real, I think he had a couple of seam shots when he did attack. Now, there was one time where he got one of those tight ends killed. It is like as soon as he touched the ball, he got hit three different ways. But besides that one, the other one, it was one where Zach Bond was in coverage down in the red zone. I feel like he just left that one a little short. If he puts a little bit more air and oomph under it, I believe that's a touchdown. Um, I want to say there was another one that was kind of similar, but I don't think Jake Ferguson could hold it in. I don't think he could have brought it in, and I think that's what stopped it. Dak was aggressive tonight. He attacked that defense, and I think that's going to be the key when facing the Eagles. You can't play scared. You have to attack them. You respect a defense, but at the same time, you don't respect them so much to where you can't take the shots. You limit the amount of shots you take. You limit the field. You don't want to do that because at that point the defense is just going to sink lower and lower and lower. And while you're shortening your own field, they're going to shorten your field also. So you don't want that to happen. You want to take your fair share of shots. That kept them honest. He kept them on their heels. And a couple should have hit. Like I said, we'll get to CD a little later. As far as the Cowboys defense, I like what I saw. The secondary looked pretty good. AJ Brown didn't have a catch for 58 minutes in this game. AJ Brown didn't have. I'm gonna repeat that again. AJ Brown didn't have a catch for 58 minutes this game. That's absurd. Devontae Smith, he had a couple catches to come out. Didn't hear his name much. This is how you know the secondary did what they were supposed to do. The leading receiver was Jahan Dotson, and that was off one post shot. Besides that, they really didn't give up much. The tackling was good. Um, that secondary played well. I think the defense played well as a whole. At first, the run defense looked a little suspect, but when they needed it most towards the end of the game, Saquon was bottled up. Uh, I mean, some people gonna use the excuse of, oh, the delay cooled everyone down, which you're right, but keyword, it cooled everyone down. It didn't just cool off the Eagles. It's not like it was an unfair advantage on either side. Both sides had to go in the locker rooms. Both sides came out at the same time. So they bottled Saquon up towards the end of the game. Uh, that defense played more than well enough to win them this game, obviously. I just feel as if, look, we all knew that they didn't have the best pass rushing uh, group in the league. Like we all knew that the pass rush was gonna be a work in progress. And then Micah gets traded, and then we really knew the pass rush was gonna be a work in progress. The pass rush didn't look bad tonight. I mean, yeah, Jalen Hurts had a lot of time in the pocket, but that's just the Eagles O line and also a combination of the Cowboys D line not being all there, but sometimes they did get there. I mean, we saw that sack with Kenny Clark and whoever combined for that sack. There was time where there was stunts and twists, like towards the end of the game. It was fourth quarter. I believe it was like a 3rd and 14, somewhere around there. Kenneth Murray, he lined up on the right side of the field, and the ball gets snapped. He runs a twist all the way to the other side and catches Jalen Hurts before he attempts to run out the pocket and forces Jalen Hurts to dump it down into where Kyrie Elam wraps up. I forgot who it was. I want to say it was one of the receivers wrapped him up, and then Deron Bland came and finished it up for a quick 3-and-out. Um, the defense played well. The only problem I had with the defense throughout the whole game was pass rush integrity. Man, they have to do a better job of staying in their own lanes and not allowing no quarterback, but especially not a quarterback of Jalen Hurts caliber as far as mobility, to just see open green field. That should not happen. And it happened way too many times. Jalen Hurts had the first two touchdowns. When you hear that, you probably thinking about one rushing, one passing, or both passing. You're not expecting both of them to be rushing. Well, they were because of pass rush integrity. Literally, I want to say on the second touchdown, one of the D linemen got pancaked into the ground, got back up, and looked around. He thought the play was over. That's how long Jalen Hurts had in the pocket. About time he turned around, then Jalen Hurts was running past them, diving into the end zone. It's just crazy. But yeah, that's my only gripe was pass rush integrity. The secondary looked good. They were all over the place. They were wrapping up. They were tackling well, man. I'm talking about, man. They were tackling good. Uh, Gang tackling. I mean, as soon as the ball gets there, it might be one cowboy there, 1 second, and then three more there the next second. I mean, they were hustling to the ball. Um, like I said, the run game at first they were getting gashed a bit, but later on in the game, all the inside runs, it was clogged up. I will give them that. I mean, Osa Digizua and Kenny Clark, hopefully for the Cowboys, make a formidable duo of some sort. So I mean, you know, the defense looked pretty good to me. Um, the main culprit, a lot of people are going to blame this guy for the loss tonight, and he can take a good amount of blame. I saw at least three drops from him. At least three. He had one on a in breaking route on a crucial third down. He had one on that last drive on a post down the field, and then he had one on their last offensive play of the game that would have extended the drive and put them deep in Philadelphia territory. CD Lamb, I mean, the 7 catches for 110 yards all look good, but that all goes away when you don't make the catches when you need them most. Like I said, literally, he dropped one on third. He dropped them in the most crucial situations. He dropped one on third down. He dropped one on the last drive, a post that would have put them deep in Eagles territory, and then he dropped it on the last offensive play of the game for the Cowboys that would have put them not only extended their drive and uh, made their chances of winning higher, but that also would have it also would have put them deep in Philadelphia territory with a bunch of time, and they still would have had all 3 timeouts. I mean, CD just can't drop those. He knew it was his fault. He knows it, but yeah, I don't know if he needs better gloves, some grip boost, or what. But CD is gonna take a lot of heat for the game. I understand. I definitely understand that. But it's a team effort at the end of the day. There were certain things that could have went better. Uh, now I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I can't think of none. I feel like it was a pretty good game on both sides. Um, yeah, Dak came out sharp. Like I guessed, he came out sharp. Him and CD came out sharp. They were slicing that defense up. Um, Run game looked good to an extent. It's just a matter of the Cowboys left a lot out on the field today. Like I said, with those seam shots and those footballs to CD, I feel as if the Cowboys were the better team today. I don't feel as if the better team won tonight, but in history, it's gonna go down as the Eagles being a better team because they did win. But like I was saying, I feel as if the Cowboys left a lot out on the field tonight. Something that this is something about playing Thursday night. Now you have 10 days until your next game. If you play on a Sunday, you can rest up, heal up, ice up, look at film, see, communicate, just see what went wrong, what went right, and take it from there. I think this was pretty good film for the Cowboys and goes to show that a lot of people counted them out just because of Micah. You can't do that. Micah is a generational DN talent, but you can't just count the Cowboys out because of the loss of Micah Parsons. Yes, he's great coming off the edge, but this offense is more than capable of carrying this defense. And as we seen tonight, this defense can hold its own. This is one of the best offenses in the league, often regarded as the most talented offense in the league. And they held them to 24 points. With 21 of those points coming in the first half. So 3 points all second half. If the offense comes through and scores, uh, if the offense comes through and scores just one more touchdown or a couple more points, they win this game. If Javonte Williams, no, if Miles Sanders doesn't fumble deep in Philadelphia territory, we don't know where we are right now. To be honest, we don't know. But I just feel as if it was the first game. It looked like a first game, but a very entertaining first game. Um, you know, it was a good game. A beautiful way to start off the season. Shout out to the NFC East representing for the NFL. But I don't have much else to say. The Eagles take this game tonight, 24-20 against the Dallas Cowboys. Um, I don't even have nothing to say about Jalen Carter. It's just despicable what he did. Dak, like I said, looked like Dak possibly could have started it, but either way, both are in the wrong if Dak was attempting not to spit on him, but was gesturing that towards him. Dak deserves a fine. Jalen Carter deserves a fine. They both deserve some sort of disciplinary action. Um, that's about it. That's about all I have to say. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my night. Finna catch up on some sleep. I got work tomorrow. But beautiful way to start off football. It felt like a football game. It felt like a old school rivalry. We need more of those in the league. These two teams, man, it was like two pit bulls going against each other. They saw each other, they didn't like each other, and they had a dog fight to the end in which one dog was bleeding blue, the other dog had blue teeth from that blood. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna be here too much longer. Uh, Amazing way to start off the NFL season, the 2025 NFL season. Hopefully, there's much more games like that to come. Um, but until then, she'll Lead Official Meko, and I'm out. Peace.